Well, we are happy to have Dr. Thirumal Dubbaka in from CHI St. Vincent. Today we're going to talk about fire ants, and we've been talking about it the whole break because Janelle is very allergic to it and knows a lot about them. But we wanted to bring you in, Doctor, to talk a little bit about this. And first of all, why is a fire ant sting so bad?
Yes. It's very interesting that Janelle right here has so much of personal experience with fire ants.
She hates them, guys.
But anyways, these fire ants, as you've mentioned, are very ferocious little insects that can create a lot of trouble, especially in the summer months, especially the seasonal pattern you just talked about, where we have some rain, a spell of dry weather, and then rain again. That's an ideal atmosphere for them to start building those dirt mounds in the lawns. And to answer your question, why are they so dangerous? Well, the fire ants, when they sting, they release a certain kind of venom called piperidin into the skin, and that's the venom that could be very dangerous, and it is related to the venom from wasps and stinks, wasps and stinks. So it's related to chemically to it, so it can trigger a reaction, which we'll talk about from mild to severe.
I've been stung and it feels like a wasp sting almost, so I understand that connection. Okay, let's talk first of all a little bit about people like Janelle who have the allergic reaction and what can happen sometimes if they're stung.
Now there's a range of problems that people can experience, starting from the very mild, which is most instances, wherein it's going to be just a skin irritation, and classic blisters. The fire ants are very unique in the sense that you can differentiate it from other bug bites or insect bites by their classic blister, which almost looks like a whitehead from pimple. And that starts maybe about 24 hours or so after the initial bite, and it can last as long as 3 to 8 days. And then towards the end, it might scab over and even leave a scar. So it also has a tendency to itch a lot, so that is something we have to be careful about, not scratching it too much. And on the intermediate level is somebody like Janelle who could experience the swelling and a lot of reaction locally. And on the extreme end, we have what we call anaphylactic reaction, which is a severe allergic response, where there's difficulty breathing, there's sensation of throat closing up, rapid heart rate, pulse being fast, or blood pressure dropping.
What is the treatment for someone like that who has a severe sting?
Exactly. For somebody like who has known to have a severe reaction, it's first thing, just call 911 because you don't want to wait on something like this. But even before that, it's safe to carry a epinephrine pen called so-called EpiPen that you can inject to kind of reverse the body's response to the sting. So that is the first step. So you have to mention it to your doctor about the severity of your reaction.
So if you have the severe reaction, though, you might want to keep one of those kits with you. If you're going to be outdoors especially. Here's some other things some of the doctors might do for you, including even IV fluids, possibly.
That's true. That's true. And on the milder front, which is much more common, it doesn't even get to the attention of the medical professional, the milder reaction, there are some do's and don'ts. The number one thing you need to do is wash it with clean water and soap. Just rinse it away. And after that, you can apply some cool compress. And the way to do cool compress is maybe wrap some ice in a towel, not apply it directly, wrap it around inside a towel and apply it on for 10 minutes and leave it off for 10 minutes. You don't want to put it on continuously. And also, that's your cool compress. And just over-the-counter stuff, oral antihistamines, the so-called Benadryl, and then or topical steroids, the hydrocortisone cream topically to help with the itching so that you don't scratch it as much. Like I said, there's a possibility of secondary infection, bacteria taking over.
Now, Janelle knew that Mississippi really is studying fire ants, and you wanted to mention some of the things they are researching.
Mississippi seems to have done a lot of research, and that's not surprising because fire ants are very common in the southeast of the U.S. And, Mississippi, our state, and Louisiana, and even Texas, they have done a lot of research. So in Mississippi, Janelle had our own research, but what's probably more relevant is they did a study on the ant sprays, insect sprays, and they found that they're practically useless for fire ants. So you don't want to think yourself into that saying that, oh, I've sprayed it on, so I'm good. No. So the safe way to deal with that is to make sure you have long socks and pants or boots and tuck those socks tuck the pants into the socks.
Right, and just watch out for them.
And they've been known to not penetrate the socks.
Oh my goodness! Even through the socks.
No, not penetrate through the socks. So that's a good thing.
That is good. So be sure and do that as well. Well, let's remind everybody, of course, about all the resources we have at CHI St. Vincent. Dr. Dubbaka is there at the Longevity Center. There's more information where you can call them if you have any other questions. And elderly and everyone need to watch out for these fire ants, obviously. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Dubbaka. We
Good to be here.
appreciate you so much. Okay.